Just a question at the very beginning. Who is who? One of us is a former police officer, part of Cobra, bodyguard. The other one is a member of the military strategy division in the MOD. And I ask you, none of you who always know us, but the others, who is who? Who is the police officer, the former police officer? Please raise the hand if you have the opinion, I am the former police officer. Please raise your hands. Okay. And who has the opinion? The lady is the former police officer? Okay. Thank you. This is a AI-created picture. We have all the possibilities to focus on our memories. We have the possibilities to think about the things we see every day, every minute. We can listen to words. And these are all the things we need to think about all this information and have afterwards a decision and make something. This is the circle. But those of you who have decided, okay, maybe it's me, the former police officer, sorry. You are wrong. I'm a colonel of the Austrian Armed Forces, and I'm now in the military strategy division in our MOD. And Vanessa is a former police officer and was the bodyguard of our maybe but now acting Chancellor Nehammer. So you were influenced by so-called cognitive bias, in this case so-called gender bias, because maybe some of you are thinking, okay, maybe a woman can't be Cobra or maybe the bodyguard of a chancellor. And maybe, yes, the man must be the part of the military strategy division. This is so-called the gender bias. And there are many other biases. And this is our topic today. So we will start a little bit about the cognition. We will give you an insight about what is influencing our decision-making process and how we can deal with this. Do we want that?
Yes. Short introduction. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. May I introduce myself? My name is Vanessa Landmann, and I'm a former close protection officer, as Bernhard said, from our police task force Einsatzkommando Cobra. Maybe we should have asked, one of us is a strategic personnel and one of us is an expert in close combat. Maybe, yes. So, thank you.
So, thank you for your introduction. These are the main topics, the agenda. We will have a quick view over that. Coming from the history, looking to the future, and what's the impact of information in our cognitive world. As you know, in the past, Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, they are also in these days rhetoric and the meaning or the power of words are very impressive and necessary, and they have an essential impact on the modern debates and also negotiations. So the three words of ethos, pathos, and logos were maybe founded at this time. So ethos is standing for speakers' credibility and trustworthiness. Pathos is standing for emotional engagement with the audience. And logos is standing for logical structure and evidence in arguments. And following this street from the past to the present and the future, we are still using this thinking and these methods, and we use often the word maneuver in the daily business for this. First, the semiotic triangle from the left side, word or symbols have influence of your thinking. Human thinking is not always clear. More than 80% of our decisions are not by clear thinking. It's more emotional decision. So it's also important to know this as officer. So rethink maybe the tactic, education. You have a decision, and afterwards you find solution why you change this, or do you have the decision to take this? Maybe you attack on the left side and not on the right side, but it's emotional feeling, and you're searching for words and for facts why left side is better afterwards, not before the decision. So, and the impact you have, of course, according to your decision, have also impact to your environment. And this is the ongoing cycle of cognition and the handling with the environment. And also a great impact to the information environment has the so-called military terms or metaphors and the verbal warfare. So in the daily business we use often words like to outmaneuver someone or to talk down someone, to have pressure on someone, to take stands or to be under fire. The newest one in this list can be Austria has to build a castle against migration or whatever. This is all military thinking in our daily words and language, in our daily speech and negotiations. So this has also input on our thinking. As you can see on this picture, this military thinking leads to a polarization of our society. You can see it in Austria, you can see it in Europe. The far right wings and far left wings are part of this picture, left and right. But the society is dividing, and it's not good for the economy. There are studies who show us this. And this is also not a good development of our society, because this dividing, this polarization of the society have an impact of our decision making. So, for example, it's very interesting that the far right and also the far left have common goals. Both are interested to stop the sanctions against Russia, and at the same time to stop the support of Ukraine. And this has a great influence on the political decision-making process, and also, as we know, maybe on the ground in Ukraine. Words also press on this situation, often used black or white thinking, not gray or colorful, neither nor, either or. So we have to change our mindset. It should be look like this, more colorful. And instead of or, we can use and. And in the neither or, we can use as well as. We should be maybe a society we are stronger if we use these words and working together. This must be an aim, maybe. So words can also be a bridging between thinking, and the power of words and collaboration should be in our mind. Thank you for the picture today. Just another question. You all remember 9/11, hopefully. Can you remember what was on this special day? What did you on this day? Please raise your hand if you can remember what you have done on this special day. Okay, the other question, you can't remember. Are there any people who can't remember what they have done on 9/11? Okay, and maybe there are some don't understand the question. It's okay. So, this special emotional impact have also influence of our memories. 9/11 is many years ago. So, but we can't remember what we have maybe we've done on 15th of September, I don't know. Especially we have maybe a birthday, okay, yes, we can remember. But normally it's a very day as the day before and the day after. Another one is to stress a little bit Clausewitz. You know the term fog of war. This was in former days maybe lack of information. We don't know what's the enemy doing, what should we do, where's the enemy, how strong it is, how is he armed, whatever. And this of influence also of our decision-making process. On the other hand, on the left hand, I don't know if you know Poten-tially, already dead. She used a term in German, sensitive navel, sensitive fog, emotional fog. This means, if I don't point to everyone here, if you say you are fool, you are a complete idiot, you can feel, okay, the pulse is going on, about 200, I don't know. And Birkenbill was speaking from the reptilian brain. This means it was in former times, so you have only the possibility to attack, to leave the place, or to be shocked. These were the three possibilities we have left. And we were not able to think clearly or to make a decision-making process of basic on fact. So in this situation, if you have the emotional fog, according to words, not similar you like it, you have to leave the place, you have to wait if you have to calm down, and then you can react again. So this kind of fog in military and also in cognitive must be in our part of life. I was speaking about the problems or the things we have to be aware in the situation of cognition, and I hand over to Vanessa. She is now talking about the possibilities, what should we do in the case of fog in our brain, and how we can find solutions to think clear and to have the decision-making process with facts and not with only emotional basics.
Okay, thank you so much. Emotions are the keywords. So I start with something emotional. So I am very honored and I'm very thankful to have the possibility to present my way of thinking and also my own development to such a professional audience. Thank you so much for that. Again, welcome to my part of the speech. The speaking time will be approximately 10 minutes, but depending on the backwind, maybe we will arrive our destination a little bit earlier. So you still feel comfortable, or is there anything that makes you a little bit confused? Maybe just an open door, okay? So I have found open doors. So this was a demonstration of confusion. Who of you thought that I'm going to leave in this direction? Or who of you was thinking, what is this woman about to do now? Yeah. Okay, I hope so. Yeah. So, maybe a little bit to history, how we both met each other. It was part of the military pledge of the Austrian Guard. And we have been talking afterwards, and yeah, we have the same sense of humor and actually also the same way of thinking. So it was, the sympathy was on both sides. And so we talked a little bit about maneuver, about cognition warfare, which is a hobby. It sounds a little bit strange, but thinking about maneuvers and warfare and cognition and consciousness research is a hobby of mine, and I have spent hours and hours and years of thinking about different approaches to cognition, to awareness, and also to military science and to defense. So we took the word similarity, like maneuver, and we have been thinking about what is also a maneuver. And there is this famous Heimlich-Manoeuvre, who of you know, which is basically if a foreign body is stuck in your windpipe and you cannot breathe. And the Heimlich-Manoeuvre is an emergency action. You take immediate action and you make a kind of decompression against your stomach, or how to say. And so the foreign body is distracted from your windpipe and you can breathe again, which saves your life. And now this is a metaphor for manipulation, for cognition warfare, and for mass manipulation, for thought control, and for fake news also. Because if you regard fake news as something foreign that is implemented into your conscious awareness, into your daily awareness, and also into your precision decision making, it is kind of a foreign body, and we have been thinking about what can we do against, because this is the problem. We've been talking about the problems that biases bring to our society, and we will present you a solution later on. So, what is a bias? We have a definition, systematic errors in the way individuals reason about the world due to subjective perception of reality. For sure, every one of us is an individual system, has totally unique experiences in life, totally unique framing, totally unique cultural norms. And yeah, to be aware of a bias can help us to be a little bit more prone to prejudice and stereotypes. So there are some famous stereotypes or prejudice or bias I like to introduce you to. I will take the illusory correlation. This is if you think that you have a bad experience, for example, with one police officer, he wasn't very friendly, treated you not well, and then you assume that every one of them is bad. Or the causal fallacy, which attributes that there is a cause, a correlation, whether there is only a correlation or a coincidence. So there is not always a causal cause between two incidences. Then there is also very interesting that if you think about that many older houses contain asbestos, and all haunted houses are old, you might assume that asbestos caused the haunting. So that's an example of a bias. So what else do we have here? Okay, maybe we'll jump over that. So this is also very interesting because I'm a big friend of interdisciplinary thinking and of connected thinking, yes, and a holistic approach. So I found out that there are some similarities between cancer science, between the way a tumor spreads and a tumor grows, and also about the way fake news grow, because it all is a network. So if we have a tumor cell, it does. It uses the network and it resumes to be a cell of our system. It resembles to be us. It resembles to be the brain, to be the neurons, to be the networks that connect our glia cells. So, and the first thing you do if you want to, stop the spreading of the foreign body in a kind of a system, and the body is a kind of a system, it's an immune system. Also our society can be regarded as a system, no matter how we define it, no matter how big the area is that we define as our territory, it is a threat to our system. So you have to immediately stop the way that these manipulative news spread. So, yes, there is a technique also how you can detect biases and how you can deal with them. The cognitive protocol is an effective technique for recognizing and correcting cognitive biases. This method, derived from cognitive behavioral therapy, helps identify and analyze thought patterns. The key to creating a cognitive protocol is awareness of the situation, which is very important. To be aware of your situation, to be in the present, and to focus on what's going on. Then, also, learn from the past, live consciously in the present, shape the future. The following steps should be followed. Describe the situation. Record the facts and try to identify who might benefit or suffer from the situation. Identify feelings and emotions. Listen to yourself, describe your emotional states, and identify any other emotions present. Capture automatic thoughts. What's really, really important, because most of our thoughts are automatic. There are about, I think, about more than 50 cognitive biases. When I started researching in this field, there have been a list of, I think it was 14 or something like that, maybe. There are even more, we don't know, because this is like infinitive field, our consciousness, yeah? So, the aim is to be resilient. The aim is to engage in self-reflection, building cognitive clarity under stress through structured thinking. Here you have, for example, a cognitive protocol, which is from Albert Ellis. So you have an activating event, you have a belief, and you have a rational evaluation, irrational evaluation, and the consequences. An example would be somebody's riding a train. Riding a train is not dangerous, but there's this person who collapsed during riding a train. So riding a train is linked to this negative event and also to the negative emotion and also to the negative consequence, because nobody wants to be in a bad situation, and so you might decide to prevent riding a train in the future. So, and now, I go back. Did you see it? It's secret. So, I have to claim, I don't want to sell you anything, okay? So, I'm not a scientific person, I'm not academic, I do not hold a degree in any of the scientific fields I'm talking about, but I wanted to engage in a constructive way, finding new solutions, finding new approaches to holistic warfare, and to solve the problem of manipulated thoughts and of biases. So, I took everything away and I took a blank piece of paper, a white piece of paper, I took a pencil, I took a ruler, and for sure I took a compass. And I did draw something. And I invented this octagon, because why? When you look at the picture, there's a difference between looking at a picture and looking at a geometrical figure. So it's more comfortable for the brain to look at a geometrical figure. Also, I found it nice, the metaphor of 8, of kind of octagon, not the pentagon. And yeah, the 8 is also a symbol of infinity, so I found it nice. And then I decided that this should be for you also an inspiration, also a kind of filter, also a kind of a sieve, how you can sieve out your first thoughts of stereotypes regarding information. Because I claim that as the fish has the water, he moves through the water, I claim that for us humans it's information. So, information is neutral. It doesn't have any emotion attached to it. We start to do it. We start to judge the information. And if you deal with the information and you maybe start, you can start anywhere at the 8 points, yeah? But information class, for example, would be, in our field, military field, it would be, is it top secret, is it secret, is it available to the public, what kind of information is it, where does the information come from, and here I meant the exact location of the information where it is occurring. Information content, what does it transport, what does it contain? Information purpose, yeah. What does the initiator of the information want to do with the information? Who is the information source? In which direction? And I was thinking about, does it address our civilians in the inner of the state, or does it address more international, connections and international topics, information beneficiaries, that's cui bono, and information nature, whether the information is rather positive or rather negative. So, and as soon as you start dealing with this graphic and with this method and with this protocol, you immediately create a distance to the information, and this is what is the important thing about that. Because then your way of thinking, I explain it very, very easy. You have 2 systems, system 1, system 2, and system 1 is a rapid way of thinking, where a lot of biases occur, and system 2 is more slower thinking, where you reflect upon that, what you have been witnessing, where you can reflect about the information, and where a reflective approach to your awareness and to your own being occurs. So, it also functions as some kind of a cell, and it also functions as solution searching system, because what are they now? It's a change of perspective. I have an other perspective now of you, of the audience, you have another perspective of me. Reflection about the moment, awareness, which is really meant like a meditational thing, like really be into your body, be yourself. Focus on your breathing, which is very important in a stressful situation. I have also been a flight attendant in my life, and we have been trained to do a 30 seconds review whenever a life-threatening event occurs, maybe such as a fire. So you do not immediately act in panic. You take 3 deep breaths, and then you act like you've been trained. So, time for fact-checking, for sure. Relativity of reference point, open-minded for new situation, exchange with others. Talk with your peer group about the information. Then you can also change the direction, you can force yourself to objectivity, you can also turn the information around, and so you create distance. Am I on time? Okay, that's fine. So, what I want to go with this. Yeah. So, finally, the conclusion, we have a problem. We are facing a very complicated and a very, very unpredictable kind of warfare. And this is my contribution to at least try to find a solution. I end with a wish. I wish that this inspires you. This inspires you a lot to always reflect and to be a self-reflective person, and that this is some kind of also a weapon for you, yeah, to protect yourself against fake news and against all life-threatening events. So again, I wish you all the best and thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much.